And out to our discussion segment today on the conversation, we'll be exploring the African Continental Free Trade Area, Afcfta's flagship initiative, the Guided Trade Initiative (GTI), launched in response to the 7th Ministerial Directive of the Afcfta Council of Ministers, and already joined by Algeria, Cameroon, Egypt, Ghana, Kenya, Mauritius, Rwanda, Tanzania, Tunisia, and in South Africa. The GTI is designed to jumpstart intra-Africa trade among qualified state parties, testing the readiness of the private sector and the operational environment as the Afcfta progresses into its next phase with the inclusion of 31 countries in the Guided Trade Initiative for 2024. The landscape of the intra-Africa trade is poised for a transformative leap to help us understand the challenges, opportunities, and next steps for this groundbreaking initiative. Well, we have Professor Jonathan Aremu joining us. He's a professor of international economic relations at Covenant University and consultant the ECOWAS Common Investment Market. He joins us virtually from Abuja. Thanks for joining us, Prof. It's been a while, Prof.
Thank you very much. Happy viewers.
The same team to you, sir. The last
Thank
time
you.
we spoke, you talked about. We talked about the phases. What phases are we actually on the AFCFTA right now?
Thank you very much, and I say congratulations to Nigeria because finally Nigeria is about to start trading on African Continental Free Trade Area. I think that's a very good news, and then we have to thank Mr. President for allowing us to join other countries that are already on the Guided Trade Initiative. Nigeria, just a brief comment about what has happened so far. Nigeria, we signed the African Continental Free Trade Area on the 7th of July 2019. We ratified on the 5th of December 2020. And then by 1st of January 2021, trading began. But again, trading did not actually begin. There were quite a lot of other things that have to be put in place. So, African AFCFTA Secretariat thought it would be necessary to have another initiative, which is called Guided Trade Initiative, which you just mentioned earlier on, and that is to test run the issue of buying and selling across African Continental Free Trade Area. And that came on board in October 2022. And 8 countries were involved, according to what you said. Nigeria, we were not there. But this is the second phase, and then Nigeria is there. We have met the conditions of the next countries to actually be involved in the Guided Trade Initiative, and everything is on. Mr. President has given a go-ahead that on the 16th of this particular month in Apapa, Nigerian goods should be shipped from Apapa port to other parts of African continent. I say congratulations to Nigeria. Our participation in African Continental Free Trade Area has become a reality.
Okay,
that is where we are now.
Can you, Prof, paint a picture for us or tell us about the objectives of the Guided Trade Initiative?
Yeah, the objective of Guided Trade Initiative is sort of test running the idea. Test running means that we want to guide the trade initiative, we want to guide it to make sure that every other thing that ought to be put in place are put in place. So certain conditions were put together, about 8 of them. Nigeria finally met all the 8 conditions which we are allowed to trade. And then, just as I told you earlier, it started 2022. The idea of calling it guided is to say that everything is not perfect yet. And therefore, we have to make sure we give it some sort of support. And that's why the guiding, by saying, these are the things you have to put in place, these are the things you have to put in place, and that is the basis for all those 8 points which country must meet to be able to participate. So, And the benefit of it is to make sure that countries actually, and then trade has started, and then based on that one, other people will see that actually African Continental Free Trade Area is already on board and Nigeria is now participating. So very soon, we are going to leave the guided trade initiative as we shall be trading without being guided. Not that we are going to be violating rules, but there will not be any conditions or conditionality attached because people will be aware what and what to do to be able to trade freely. So that is just the basis, and that is why it is being called guided trade initiative.
Okay, I also understand that the private sector engagement is crucial for the success of this guided trade initiative. How well positioned is our private sector to take, to take in this advantage?
Thank you very much. Well, as at the count, I think we have nothing less than about 10 companies that will actually be participating in this process. And the private sector, MAN, NASIMA, and all the organized private sector practitioners have been involved in making sure those that can participate, they register, and then they are going to check them. They are going to make sure that they fulfill all the various conditions that will allow their goods to leave Nigeria, including the standard of the product, so that a situation in which a particular product is sent to another country and then they say, no, it did not meet the condition, will not arise. So they have those countries that have been uh, uh, checked and then they have found duly already. They have actually been certified to participate in this first shipping of products from Nigeria under the Guided Trade Initiative of African Continental Free Trade Area. So they are prepared.
Okay, on the issue of technology, what technological solutions are integrated into the guided trade initiative to improve trade processes?
Well, as we go on, more and more of technology will have to be brought into this trade because trade logistics is very important. Trade logistics is so much important in trade that Oman, a very good economic geographer, actually say that for a very good trading to take place, there are three factors that must take place. Number one is the complementarity. What you wanted to sell is what the other person wanted to buy. Number two is the intervening opportunity. There should not be another intervening place that will not allow you to trade. And number three is transferability. So, which is the movement of the product via the various mode of transportation. So, I think all those things have been actually been built into this process. Number one, the complementarity. The export is going to some country where the export is going as import to those particular country. They're already aware of it. So, technologically, they have been interacting, letting them sending some of the various papers that will allow good to move from one point to another one. And then the transferability, which is the transportation, which is the final point of it, is what is going to happen on the 16th of July, that is next week. So, in terms of other things with respect to technology, we are familiar with trading already, here letters of credit. Quite a lot of other process like that under letters of credit will be followed. But again, maybe the one you want to ask me is what about the Pan-African payment and settlement system?
We would
That
like to
one,
know more about that.
yes, yes, sir.
The Pan African and the PAPs. We would like to know more about that.
Yes,
How does it
yes.
strategy? I mean, how do you put this into all this setup?
Okay, just as I told you that this was guided trade initiative is guided trade initiative. The Pan African payment and settlement system will not actually come fully on board. I say fully on board because of the fact that it involves interconnecting of the banks and it will involve a settlement bank, it will involve a lot of IT and quite a lot of things are going on, even at ECOWAS level. As of today, there are meetings between the Central Bank of West Africa to be able to launch their own ECOWAS payment and settlement system, which will be the way to be able to go into a single currency instead of using the convergent criteria that have been put in place. So, but I'm letting you know that the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System is actually going to be on board very soon to be able to be a very wonderful complement. Let me tell you that under African Continental Free Trade Area, it is expected that it's going to build on the positions of the REX. That is to say that Pan-African Payment and Settlement System will take note of the payment system in the various REX and then join them together at the top. So the Equa Payment and Settlement System, Commercial Payment and Settlement System, SADC Payment and Settlement System, then it's going to be joined up at the top. That is
Wow.
under the spirit of using the REX as a building block. So, about what is going on now, it has not gone to that particular state because, number one, even in ECOWAS, we have not, while we have a supplementary outcome, ECOWAS Payment and Settlement System, the operationalization of it is not yet concluded because the Central Bank of West Africa, they are still meeting. One,
Okay.
which is West African Monetary Agency, is the one coordinating all this. So a lot is going on behind the scene which you do not know. But let me assure you that Africa is ready to trade with Africa more than ever before.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Aremu. It's always been a pleasure having you on the program. I'm afraid we've run out of time, and I believe it's an ongoing conversation. We'll definitely continue to talk about the Afcfta until we see the takeoff and we see Nigeria taking advantage of the opportunities there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.